Hey guys, what's up? Eduardo here for another review, and today we are going to be taking a look at this little guy right here. This is the Canon EF-S 24mm f2.8 STM pancake lens. Let's get started by taking a look at the build quality and the features of this guy. This pancake lens, as the nickname suggests, is quite thin. When compared to other lenses from Canon, it is one of the smallest, if not the smallest lens. The majority of the body is plastic, but it does not feel cheap. That is due to the metal mount that this little lens sports. There is only one switch that comes equipped on this lens, and that is the autofocus to manual focus switch. When in manual focus, you can use the built-in focus ring, which is extremely smooth to operate. Quick side note on the focus ring, because the lens is so thin, this ring right here is not like other conventional focus rings. It is not wide enough so that you can attach, like, say, a follow focus. So if you're using this for film, you are going to have to resort to just manually using your fingers to rack focus. Unless you do some sort of DIY project and you make a follow focus that's skinny enough to fit onto this ring, then you should have no problem. But other than that, it's just something to keep in mind when looking at this lens for filmmaking. When out using this lens, one will notice that pictures come out sharp and colors are vibrant. With its 24mm frame, it is suitable for both wide landscape photography or close-up macro shots. For macro, the lens can get as close as 0.16 meters to a subject and produce beautiful soft backgrounds thanks to the 7 aperture blades it comes with. At 24mm, this lens is ideal to use for establishing shots, wide shots, or close-ups. Chances are that if you're looking to get this lens for filmmaking, these sorts of shots are the ones that you're going to be using it for most of the time, being that 24mm frames have a history of being used for like establishing shots because of the wide angle that they can produce. The lens unfortunately does not come with image stabilization, so if you decide to go handheld, your videos will come out shaky. For autofocus in video mode, your results will be different from mine depending on what camera body you have. I use a Canon T5i, which struggles at times to focus right away, but if you have a 70D or the new 80D, you will get better results. There is always the option to switch from autofocus to manual focus though, and in my opinion, focusing on subjects manually is much more satisfying because you are in control of the shot. Now this little pancake lens comes with an f-stop of 2.8, and that is a very important thing to note because any lens that can go up to an f-stop of that number basically means that it can let in more light and therefore it is more effective during low light situations or even nighttime. This is when the pancake lens is the most fun to use. Because of its wide aperture, the nightlife can be captured and remain clearly visible in pictures and video. Final thoughts on this little pancake lens right here. So let's start off with the pros. Number one, it is very small and thin and light that it's not going to add any more weight really to your camera. That is one of the things I really like about it. As soon as I put it onto my DSLR, I don't even feel like my camera has a lens on it, which is nice. So that means you won't get tired of carrying it around, aiming it all the time, and things of that nature. Number two, the pictures come out great. As you can see from the images that I showed you, the quality was really good and the images came out sharp. Number three, the focus ring on this little guy right here is really smooth and it's really easy to operate, and it's one of the main things that I really love about this lens. Whenever I'm using it to rack focus from one subject to another, it's always satisfying to see how easily it goes from focusing on one subject and then you're focused to another one. And other lenses that I've tried have given me sometimes some hardships, and this one is just a smooth turn all the way around. And it's really always, as I said, satisfying to use. Number four, the macro. The macro with this guy is just it's incredible. You can get really close and then have the entire background of your subject just all creamy and very visually appealing to the eye. And that's one of the things I really like doing with this one. It's just taking pictures of like plants or flowers, things of that nature that macro photographers really tend to do when they have a lens that can do macro. I mean, you can get really close even up to insects, animals, I mean, you name it, it's awesome. Now for the cons, which are only 2 things and they relate to video making. So if you're thinking about grabbing this one for photography, you're all set. I fully recommend it. There's no big issues that I could think of in terms for photography. But for making videos, one of the things that I wish this came with is image stabilization. Now, image stabilization, it's something that some lenses have built in, and it helps stabilize your footage to make it more easier for your audience to watch, as opposed to the earlier footage that you saw of this one, which was all shaky when I was walking with it. Number 2 is the fact that this little focus ring right here, I just wish it was a little bit bigger so that way you can attach a proper follow focus, so that way you wouldn't have to rely on just your fingers to focus with it, because then when making videos you do run that risk of maybe passing a finger or something across on accident, and it's too close of a call. So I would rather have this lens bigger so that way you can attach a follow focus and then just use the follow focus to focus onto your subjects. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for my review today. If you enjoyed it and you found it helpful, go ahead and like the video, and then while you're at it, also do me a huge favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the link right there under the screen that says subscribe. I would really appreciate it, so that way you can go ahead and check out more content such as the ones I have listed right over here that you can see right there. But until then, thanks for watching guys, and I'll be seeing you next time. See ya.